Yo, welcome to the nWo event. Actually, that kind of hurts. Hey everybody, welcome to another update. This time for the brand new contest, Revenge of nWo Solo Contest. Oh, you know what I forgot to look up? I forgot to look up what today. Oh, today, one of the days that today is napping day. Man, I wish I had known. Could have used that as an excuse. Oh well. March 9th, 2020. It's napping day. National Meatball Day. National Crab Meat Day. In the right moment, I could be down with that. And then National Get Over It Day. Sweet. Every day should be that. Especially if I offend you. Alright, so nWo event, Revenge of the nWo contest. Week-long event. The rules are obtaining Revenge of nWo ingots, Revenge of nWo Premier ingots, and Hall of Fame nWo parts. So the primary place that all of these can be found is that there are limited time tours. There's an open Book 1 tour right now. And then there's also a Book 2 tour, which is a little more specialized. Right now, the only 2 tours you can do in there is if you have any nWo character, which is a pretty darn good chance you're going to, or if you have the nWo version of Macho Man Randy Savage. And if you do, I hate you. I'm just kidding. I don't hate anybody. I'll get over it. It's National Get Over It Day. All right. So, rewards for this contest are a lot of freaking belts and medals. I mean, a lot of freaking belts and medals. Weirdly enough, that's kind of helpful to me because I need belts to sell. In order to get some of the belt parts, primarily so I can do a belts and medals video. I was going to do it sooner, but I screwed up and put the wrong belt on somebody, and it cost so much to take the belt off, which is something we'll talk about in the video, that it killed the amount of parts I have to actually be able to do the video I wanted to do. So, getting some more belts so that I can sell those belts and get the parts would be kind of nice. So, this works out a little bit. So, yes, this contest involves a lot of blitzes. Not blitzes. Blitzes. Lots of blitzes. So, this Revenge of the nWo Victory Blitz. These red tickets. Those are on the tours. The difference between the 3 versions here is one says normal, one says hard, and one says hell. Not enough blitz tickets and not enough people for me to tinker with those to see how the difficulty settings work. But the one that says hell sounds like it's probably pretty difficult. So right now with these, I've only got one of the tickets that I was able to get on the open tour. I'm thinking at least for now, I'm going to hang on to them until later in the contest, because if on the off chance I end up getting the nWo version of Randy Savage, I can do this last blitz. And so that the benefits of being able to do this is that you get 4 of these boxes, right? They contain either 1,000,000 coins, 200 TP, 20 star fragments, or 2,500 of the premier nWo ingots. So you get 4 of those boxes. This one gives you 2. Ding. And the normal difficulty one gives you 1. So you got to at least have Big Kev to do any of these blitzes at all. These 2 spots are open. You can put whoever you want, but you got to have Big Kev. I was able to get Big Kev last month, which I documented in one of my videos by doing a crazy amount of diamond blitzes, I think they were called. and getting enough shards to unlock him. The Diamond Blitzes, none of the tickets were actually purchased. They were just obtaining the tickets during the month-long event. But I was kind of hoarding them, using only a few at a time, kind of waiting for an opportunity to grab a character I didn't have. So I grabbed Big Kev. But as you can see right here, not developed at all. So wouldn't be very effective in the Blitz, but hopefully with the 2 open slots, if this is the one I end up doing, actually I'll probably do the next one. But if this were, then I would probably put some people that were strong Blitz people in here in order to make it through there easier. This second one right here, you need Big Kev and Scott Hall. So I also have Scott Hall, also not developed. So yeah, if those 2 people had to fight, it wouldn't be pretty right now. Still have an open spot that I can put somebody who's strong in Blitz though to maybe carry him. So, you know, whether that's Zombie Austin or somebody else that is good for just kind of grinding your way through a Blitz. And that would be able to give me 2 of those boxes. And then finally, the one I cannot participate in is this one here, because I do not have Macho Man. So, and even if I did get Macho Man, all 3 of them would be undeveloped. So depending on how the difficulty in this particular event works out, that might not be too good. All right. So then we go back here and we have just the normal everyday run-of-the-mill Blitz, which is this basic tier Blitz. This one allows you to use anybody you want, anybody on your roster. Knock yourself out. And this gets you up to 100,000 coin, 30 TP, and 3-star bronze poster of Sting the Icon, in case some of you somehow still don't have Sting, which is not impossible, but it's pretty rare. Drink break. Excuse me. National Get Over It Day. Just ignore it. So, yeah, I haven't done one of these blitzes yet, so I don't know how the difficulty works on it. However, it is a 6-turn blitz. 6-turn blitzes are typically the kind where 6 rounds, I guess. They're typically the kind where it takes the average difficulty of all 3 of the wrestlers to determine how difficult the final opponents or all the opponents from beginning to end are going to be. You can always, one of my first general strategies that I do with my first pass is I'll take 2 people that are relatively equal in strength and then 1 person that's weaker, and then do a run. And the reason I do that is because 2 people who are equal in strength and then 1 who's weaker gives you both a advantage in a blitz where it's taking the average strength of all 3, because the weak fodder one that you put in there will bring down the average. But it also allows you to still win in case the way the blitz is calculating difficulty is by making the last opponent slightly more difficult than the strongest wrestler you have in your roster. So in those events, then you at least have brought 2 wrestlers with you that both have that are equal in strength. So if one were to go down, you can use the other one to get the victory. All right. And then finally, and these tickets I picked up doing the open tours and the specific to the nWo tour. And then finally, this Premier Blitz. Again, picking up tickets, open tour, and then also the book 2 nWo specific tour. Was able to pick up those tickets. You use 1,000 of them at a time, so right now I can do 5 of those runs. The only specific person you need is 6, and then you can use anybody you want in these other 2 spots. If you fill this line, which I think you have to in order to even play, you gotta have all 3. If you fill this line, you get +2 charge to your purple moves. So 6 has a purple move at 3-star, has 2 purple moves at 4-star. And then some people you might want to consider putting around him that would take advantage of that. And I'm sure this list isn't everyone, but it's the ones I could think of. So Zombie Austin, Ultimate Warrior, Phenom Undertaker, Iron Sheik, just in case there are people in our faction that use Iron Sheik a lot, just remember that I said Iron Sheik. X-Pac, Jimmy Uso, Zombie Undertaker, which if you have Zombie Undertaker, I don't like you very much. Just kidding, you're just fine. I'm slightly envious. Eddie Guerrero, AJ Styles. Not sure if there's anybody in our faction that likes to use AJ Styles, but just in case, just remember I said AJ Styles. Slick Rick, Roddy Piper, The Godfather, Fandango, Bobby Roode, Eighth Wonder version of Andre the Trickster, the nWo Randy Savage, which I already mentioned how I feel about people that have that. The Rated R Edge, Tough Seth, the Deadman version of Undertaker, Luke Gallows, Zombie Brock, and Zombie Cena. Like I said, I'm sure there's more. Those are the ones that I jotted down before I did the video so that I could read them off, give you guys some ideas. All right, so that's it for the Blitzes. If I go into the limited time, you'll see I've already completed that because I did the open tour and 3-star one every competition in that one. This one, I was able to get to Hell Mode and beat the first match, but lost the second match. One of the harsh realities of this event, and there are a couple. Actually, there's more than probably a couple. One is still no perks, right? No tour perks, no blitz perks. So nothing to help you get farther in a match other than using props with your wrestlers. So it's all straight up how good is your wrestler versus how good is their wrestler with some props. And then, of course, if you have the cash and you want to, you can spend the cash to revive your wrestler and continue the match to get a win there that way as well. The other thing is when I checked the calendar for this week, no coin events, no TP events. So that means if you're going to improve your wrestlers this week to get deeper in these competitions, you're going to have to do so without getting any additional credit for it. That hurts me in my soul. Some people have actually said the rumor is that those events are actually going away, which hurts me in my soul even more, but I guess we'll wait and see once we get through this season and get into some bigger events. But you won't get any additional credit for using your coin and your TP. And it's a little rough for me personally because I do want to work on the nWo characters. I have work to do still with Sting, with Six, and then of course you just saw my Big Kev and my Scott Hall, which are completely undeveloped. And I like all of them in this game. They're all very useful in this game, but I haven't put any work into them, and it's hard for me to have the excuse to put any work into them if I'm not getting any credit for the coin and the TP I spend. That's going to be pretty rough. And I'm sure, there's going to be, I'm obviously, with the exception of the Randy Savage, I have, I think, every nWo wrestler for the tours, but they're all going to be weak, right? So I'm not going to be able to get through the tours entirely. So that's going to hurt. And I don't know if I'm willing to spend the coin in TP without getting credit for it. I might just have to let this event float on by, which is kind of tough because there's some stuff outside of the contest itself. I'll pop into the store here so we can see what I'm talking about. Some of the stuff that you can get with those premier ingots is pretty awesome. All right. Particularly, I don't have Nikolai Volkov. So that would be, I'd be overjoyed to pull that one off. Weirdly enough, he's part of the nWo event. I don't know. I don't remember any famous Nikolai Volkov in nWo, unless he was just in there when he was really, really old. Like, maybe like just hanging out in the corner in a rocking chair, whittling or something. I don't know. I don't remember him in there. And then, obviously, nWo, Randy Savage at this really high number. So I don't know how easy any of these numbers are going to be to get. This is pretty cool in and of itself. You get a 4-star Andre the Giant poster plus his gear. So that's pretty nice. And then if you manage to even make it up here, these are really great as well, right? So those are premier ingots, and I don't think I've got any shot at any of that unless my wrestlers are strong enough to get into hell mode and do some damage in hell mode, which honestly I feel like at this point, at this stage, would be outside my ability to take them from where they're at now to be strong enough to be able to do that, but we'll see. And then with the regular ingots that you're collecting, plenty of coins, plenty of TP out there to be had, right? So there is means to get resources to actually do the development of the wrestlers to get them farther. You just won't get any credit, right? Star fragments. I like having enough of each class of star fragment to be able to fill a star. I usually don't do it though. I kind of hang on to them, and the reason I hang on to them is because there'll be some event where you'll get credit for, you know, a talent increase or something, and a star fill is a nice way to get some easy talent increase on a wrestler. So like the month-long events, filling in a star for somebody after their 4 stars gets you a nice talent jump and gets you some good credit in the events. So I usually like to have enough of them to do it one time to one wrestler in each class. I don't know if that would be something I would go after in this specific event, though. And then finally, there's medals, if you wanted medals. Yeah. So I think that's it for the store for any of the new stuff. Then we have the loot. So right now we've got the premier loot. So there's premier loot coins, guaranteed to be 4-star if you actually manage to get a wrestler. And what I mean by that is because I fully expect there's going to be shards in here. Oh, look at that. There's shards in here. So, you know, there's a chance that, you know, you got almost 3% chance 3 out of every 100 pulls is going to come out of this featured list. And then out of that, there's all of these shards, right? 90 to 100. I don't know if that means 90 and 100 or if there's actually like 91, 92, 93, right? Because that messes with your odds, your overall odds of what you pull in this. And of course, there's the ridiculously low amount of Randy Macho Man shards. They love making him one of the rarest people in the game. I think they keep playing that angle. And then even down here in the super rare, right? Super rare is just shards. So featured and super rare, you're looking at around a 10% chance of getting something from one of those two. So 10 out of every 100 pulls. But the premier loot coins I imagine are not cheap. I didn't actually look at them in the store, but you can go and take a look. And then the regular nWo loot with regular nWo loot coins. What do we got here? So 1.4, so roughly 1 out of every 100 featured, and then super rare, 8 out of every 100 would get a super rare. So the featured, all pretty nice. Yeah, everybody in there is, if you don't have, is definitely worth having. Oh, shards. More shards to screw up your odds on that one as well. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty spectacular list of wrestlers in terms of if you manage to get somebody new off that list, that would probably be very helpful. And then let's see what we got in the super rare. That's good. That's good. Sarge is a good trainer. That's about it. Hart, Fruit, good trainer. You know, Iron Sheik's good. Sting is of course good. Vince is good. Ricky's my boy. Dusty Rhodes is okay. Sting is pretty good. And then more shards. All right, so that's it there. I don't think there's anything else, guys. If I've got anything this week to update you on, I will. Otherwise, I guess just be playing through the tours every day. All right. Till next time. Talk to you later. Bye.